Hello viewers, hope you all are doing absolutely fine, and in this particular video I am going to discuss unit number 2, that is flowering plant, chapter number 4, the flower. And the content of this particular chapter are structure of bisexual flower, general description of the floral parts, and inflorescence of placentation. So these are all the things which I am going to discuss in this particular chapter. So please watch it till end, and if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow me on my Instagram page. Link is in the description box. So let's start by knowing the parts of flowering plant, and here what we can see is the mature flower which is arising at a apex of main branch. And from the main branch we can see the lateral branches are arising, and we can see a bud which is at the apex of lateral branch, flower at the apex of lateral branch, and we can see a bud between main stem and the leaf stem, which is known as axile bud. So these are some of the important leavings of the flowering plant, which comes under the shoot system. So the aerial part of the flowering plant is known as shoot system. So basically shoot system is also recognizing with the stem. So this is the structure of aerial part of flowering plant. Now what we can see under the soil, so this is basically the ground level, and under the soil we can see roots. So these are basically the structures of root, and this is known as root system. Now two more things I would like to add in the shoot system, that is internodes and nodes. So basically the margins between the stems is known as nodes. So basically in many stems the margins, these margins are known as nodes, and the space between the margins are known as end. First part, that is structure of a bisexual flower. So we can see here the structure of a bisexual flower. We are calling it a bisexual flower because the flower basically it is a reproducing unit, and bisexual flower having reproductive unit of both male and female. So anther and filaments, they are combinedly known as stamen, and stigma, style, ovary and ovule, they are combinedly known as pistil. So pistils are basically female reproductive part of a flowering plant. Stamen is male reproductive part of a flowering plant. Now other important part of this flower are the sepals. So sepals are basically, we can see that they are in green color, and what they do, they basically cover the bud, and due to its green color they are also helping in photosynthesis. Now other important thing is the petals. So petals are mainly helping in pollination by attracting insect. So petals mainly attracts insect, and when insect comes for secretion of nectar, at that time the pollen sacs from the anthers of male reproductive part of flower helps in sticking the pollen sacs on the stigma of female reproductive part of flower, that is stigma. So stigma is the part of a female reproductive flower where the pollen sacs with the help of insects get attached. So this is how the petals by attracting insect, helping in the pollination. So now I'm going to discuss about the floral parts and the calyx or the sepals. Calyx or the sepals, they are having role in protection of flower. So when flower in its immature form, or we call it bud, these calyx cover the bud, and by covering bud they provide protection, and at the same time the calyx are in green color. The green color calyx are mainly helping in the photosynthesis. Now it is not necessary that every calyx is having green color or they are responsible for the photosynthesis, but in some cases, like in case of hibiscus, or I say China rose, is having a green calyx or sepals, which is helping in the photosynthesis. Now on the basis of their arrangement, they are classified as polysepalous and gamosepalous. Now polysepalous are the free form of sepals. Now the sepals which are not united, that means they are not attached or not joined with each other and they are in a free form. So basically the free form of sepals are known as polysepalous. Now gamosepalous is the united form of sepals and they form a tube-like structure and they are known as gamosepalous. Now next is about corolla. So corolla, they are also known as petals. Now petals are again very important part of flower. So flowers, they are also known as floral parts. So these are basically the floral parts of a flower. Now next is the corolla. So what corolla is helping in, they are basically attracting insects for pollination, and again on the basis of their arrangement they are classified as polypetalous, which is free form of petals, and gamopetalous, which is fused form of petals. Now in some cases the corolla and calyx are undifferentiated and those are known as perianth. So perianth is basically we call it undifferentiated calyx and petals, or we call it corolla. So these are known as perianth when the corolla and calyx are not differentiated. So now let's discuss about male reproductive part of a flowering plant, and we can see that androeciums, which are also known as stamen, is a male reproductive part of a flowering unit. Now these stamens are having anther and filament, and each filaments are having two lobes which are having two pollen sacs. Now two pollen sacs, the structure, when we dissect the structure of this anther, we get a structure like this, and it shows that the two lobes having two pollen sacs and they all are having 4 pollen grains. So these are basically the pollen sac within which the pollen grains are present. Now these pollen grains which are present within the anther are transmitted to the stigma part of the female part, and from there the reproduction starts in a bisexual flower when this pollen grain reaches the stigma. Now stamens are mainly of a different group. That means if there is a one group which is known as monoadelphous, one group of stamen, that means only single group, and this type of grouping is mainly seen in hibiscus. A single group of a stamen, like there is only one group from where every stamen and every stamen are joined, or the anther and filaments are having a common origin in a flower. Now diadelphous means they are having two group, and mainly pea flower is having this type of joints of stamen. And what they appear like, suppose this is a single group having three stamens, and there is one single stamen which is not originating from the stamen of this common three stamens. Now these is known as diadelphous. The two group of stamens are having different origin on the flower. Next is polyadelphous. When this condition is of several types, that means the several groups of stamens are present and they are not united. That means no single group, several groups having several origins, and that this kind of polyadelphous or cohesion of stamen is seen in bombax. So till now we had discussed about male reproductive part of flower. Now we will discuss about female reproductive part, which is also known as gynoecium. Now in case of gynoecium, which is also known as pistillate, we can see the stigma, the part which we are talking about, where the pollen grains will get binded with the help of pollinating agents. And the next structure is the style, which connects stigma to ovary. This ovule-like structure is the ovary, and within the ovary there is the ovules which are present. And ovules basically form the seeds in mature fruits, and ovary is basically the fruits. So this is basically the structure of gynoecium or female reproductive part of flower. So let's discuss about the inflorescence and placentation. And inflorescence is basically the arrangement of flower on the flowering plant, and the first type of arrangement, we can see that the flowers are arranged on the apex of main branch and of the lateral branch. Next arrangement of flower is on the axillary parts of the leaves, and they are known as axillary flowers or axillary buds of the flower. Next type of arrangement, we can see that the axils are reaching at the same height. And next is the capitulum. So basically capitulum type of inflorescence is seen in sunflower, where the axis is in the form of disc. Now the last part of this chapter is placentation. So basically placentation is the arrangement of ovules in the ovary that turns into seeds in the fruit which is mature. So the mature fruits within which the seeds are present, that arrangement of seeds is known as placentation. Now the examples of type of placentation is, in case of tomato, the arrangement of ovule is in the axile. The type of arrangement of tomato is axile. In pea, the arrangement is of marginal type, as we had seen. So if you will cut the tomato into two halves, you are able to see the seeds within tomato. That arrangement of ovules is known as axile. And in pea, when we will peel the pea, we are able to see that the arrangement of seeds in the form of margin. So this is all from this video. If you are able to learn the concept of the flower, so please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow me on my Instagram page. Thank you for watching.